My topic is the arms race of the 20th century. So in the 1900s, America and the Soviet Union raced to see how many warheads they could make, and they were trying to have more than the other, obviously. So USSR actually got up to 45,000 warheads. This is what drew me to the topic. I had no idea, really, the extent that the nuclear arms race actually went to. There's a whole generation of people who thought that the human race might go extinct, and they were very close to doing so in the Cuban Missile Crisis. Right there's Cuba, and that's all the places that it could have reached, and it was really close to reaching, and that would have wiped out all the people in those areas. What I hope to find reasons for the gross excess of nuclear warheads, why they would possibly need so many, negotiation strategies. There were two treaties that were signed, SALT I and SALT II, that stand for Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, and also ways to prevent this from happening again. So this is what I've found so far, an article by John Swift. Not really the type that has a thesis, it's just kind of a factual overview of what's happened. So in 1945, Japanese cities Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I hope I pronounced that right, got nuked. Since then, we haven't used any more. Nobody has, but there's been 2,053 nukes tested in the world. And the Cuban Missile Crisis happened in 1962. There were nukes stationed in Cuba that we didn't know about, and then a spy plane saw them, and there was I think 13 or 14 days where everybody thought that we were just going to go into nuclear war, but we made it, obviously. And then MAD is mutually assured destruction, which is a kind of ideology we moved into to prevent nuclear war. It means that if anybody launches nukes, then the other side, whoever they launch them at, will immediately know and then launch them right back at them, and it won't do any good because everyone will be dead. So in the 1970s, there was enough nuclear power to completely wipe out the human race 690 times over. America did a study, and they found out that there were only 400 nukes needed to completely destroy the Soviet Union, completely kill everybody there and destroy all the cities, everything. They only needed 400, and at that time they had 20,000. So, yeah. So it took them 5 years to negotiate SALT I, which just meant it limited how many they could have, what types they could have, where they could have them. And then later in 1979, they did SALT II. It wasn't actually ratified by the U.S. Congress, but USA and the Soviet Union both kind of agreed that they would stick to it. And this is Carter and Brezhnev signing SALT II. I just wanted to pull up this graph again because you can see right there is about how many nukes it would take to completely destroy America. And up there is how many we have. So I just wanted to kind of emphasize how we have that many. So my working thesis is nuclear weapons are one of the most imminent dangers to the human race. It will never be necessary for any reason and should not have been created. And just to drive that in, this is the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Estimated up to 240,000 people were killed in 3 days, just with 2 bombs. And that's all I got. Thank you.